It is, but I'll say with this. I do think the Cowboys' nucleus of talent is so young and so talented that I think they will be competitive for years to come.
There you go.
Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, Ezekiel Elliott has shown a resurgence. Leighton Vander Esch, if he can stay healthy. Micah Parsons, Trayvon Diggs. I think the nucleus of that Cowboys roster is still so young and talented, they'll be competitive for years to come. The reason, however, though, it's a championship or bust season is because when you are hot, you better capitalize. You talked about this yesterday, Sal, at the casino. If you know you hitting right now, you better bet big because your luck can turn in one series, your luck can turn in one switch, or in the casino, your luck can turn in one shoot. Talent, luck, health is typically what you need to win a Super Bowl. Now, oftentimes, you need 2 out of the 3. You might not necessarily need all 3. But this year, the Cowboys have all 3 at the most important positions. I understand DeMarcus Lawrence has been hurt. I understand Michael Gallup has been hurt. But DeMarcus Lawrence's injury allowed Michael Parsons to play in a position he is better suited to play. Michael Gallup's injury only allowed Cedric Wilson to start balling, but also CeeDee Lamb and Amari Cooper to eat big spoons. So as I look at it, the Cowboys have talent. The Cowboys have health at the important positions, but the most important thing that the Cowboys might not have next year, they've had luck this season. Christian McCaffrey, he wasn't there when y'all played the Panthers. Saquon Barkley, he wasn't there the majority of the game when y'all played the Giants. You played the Chargers, you knocked down a 56-yard field goal. You played the Patriots, you missed a 51-yard field goal because your head coach doesn't want you to go for it. Now you're trailing with 3 minutes left. All of a sudden, Mac Jones throws a pick 6, and there y'all go winning again. Just a couple lucky bounces here, a couple lucky bounces there. The Cowboys are incredibly talented. They've been healthy at the dominant positions, but this year they've gotten a little bit lucky. I'm not convinced that you'll have all 3 of them next year. For that reason, you're hot right now, Cowboys. Bet big, go big, win big, championship or bust this season.
You started off with a little trepidation and a little hesitation in your voice. You didn't say it with the same thunder. You said it was upper body day, but I ain't hear the thunder. I ain't hear the bass in your voice, in your chest. You know why? Because you know it's not championship or bust this season for the Cowboys. It wasn't even Super Bowl or bust for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers last year, and they got the GOAT and Tom Brady to a team that didn't make the playoffs the year prior. And then you bring Dak Prescott back off a catastrophic injury, and you're going to now tell me it's Super Bowl or bust? When last year we saw a Pittsburgh Steelers team start off 11-0. Was it Super Bowl or bust then? Talking about luck, they ain't even lose a game. Right now it's Arizona. Is it Super Bowl or bust for them? They haven't lost a game. This is the Cowboys treatment. This is why I only played 1 year there, for real, dog. I can't even keep a straight face. I only wanted to stay a year because I was like, they treat us different out here. I don't like this. We look at the Cowboys and we really get Hollywood. We want it so bad because we all envy the Cowboys, the brand, the marketing, the star, whatever it is. We just exaggerate with the Cowboys. Tampa Bay gets the GOAT. It ain't Super Bowl or bust. We see undefeated teams left and right, early in the season, middle of the season, late in the season. It ain't Super Bowl or bust. But for the Cowboys, who have already lost 1 game, and maybe he should have lost a 2nd game to those Chargers, I digress. Oh, it's Super Bowl or bust. We're getting too far ahead of ourselves when we talk about these Cowboys. Let's look at these Cowboys. You said some of the names. You didn't say all the names. You didn't say CeeDee Lamb. You didn't say Lyle Collins. You didn't say Tyron Smith, who's older, but still on the roster, 2023. You said Dak, DeMarcus Lawrence, dog, they got dudes. And more importantly, they have dudes we don't know just yet. Trayvon Diggs was good his rookie year. Trayvon Diggs is now a dude, correct? Acho, you know this from playing the game. There's somebody we haven't properly identified yet that's going to step up when they may lose one of the guys, like a Michael Gallup or Randy Gregory or Leighton Vander Esch, whoever they may lose in free agency, because they can't keep them all. I give you that. But somebody is sitting there like, please, dust off my jersey. Give me an opportunity. I can step up. As much as they need to cash in on this year's success, Super Bowl or bust? That's a little too much.
It depends on what your mindset is. Who's the Cowboys' upcoming opponent? We know
Vikings.
The Minnesota Vikings. Minnesota Vikings are sitting at a mediocre 3-3 right now. But why? Not because they're not good and not because they're not healthy at the prominent positions, because they got a little unlucky. Remember, the running back, Dalvin Cook, he fumbles in overtime, if I'm not mistaken, against the Cincinnati Bengals. That's why they lose that game. Remember, their field goal kicker misses a chip shot against the undefeated 7-0 now Arizona Cardinals week 2. That's why they lose that game. Yeah. The Minnesota Vikings are a unlucky 2 games away from being 5-1. Thus, they sit at 3-3. The Cowboys are a lucky 2 games from sitting at that same 3-3 that the Minnesota Vikings are sitting at. So that's why I say it's Super Bowl or bust, because there's so much talent in the NFL. The difference between the Cowboys and the Vikings ain't a lot. We'll see it this weekend. The difference between the 3-3 Vikings and the 7-0 Cardinals was a 30-yard field goal. The difference between the 4-2 Bengals, maybe 5-2, they just beat the Ravens. The 5-2 Bengals and the 3-3 Vikings was a Dalvin Cook fumble in overtime. So the Vikings might not make the playoffs. We might look back, and they might not make the playoffs because they missed a 30-yard field goal and because they superstar running back fumbled. The Cowboys might be a 3 or 2 seed as opposed to being a 4 seed and having to play the Rams or the Cardinals week 1 because their kicker made a 56-yard field goal and because Trayvon Diggs is playing out of this world. So good that we don't know if he'll be able to duplicate this kind of stretch again. That's the difference in the league. So if you are this hot, you got to go all in. You have to think Super Bowl or bust. Not because they're not going to be good for years to come. Eagles are no good. I don't think the Eagles will be good anytime soon. Giants, I don't think they'll be good anytime soon. Washington, I like their head coach, so I think they'll find a way to be good sooner than later. But Cowboys, they're going to be good. Y'all going to run a division probably at least 2 more years. I ain't worried about that. But to find talent plus health at dominant positions, plus the luck y'all done had this year, man, I'm thinking we got to get it right now.
Oh, man. Let's talk a little deeper. Let's go a little more layered on this. How do you surf the wave of a season properly? Think about this. Teams that start off slow get hot. Teams that start off hot, and then they kind of fizzle out. We saw it last year. Pittsburgh Steelers started off hot. Saw it with last year. Seattle Seahawks started off hot. Then we saw the Tampa Bay Bucks, 500, 7-5. So how do you surf that wave? Because you're telling me basically a mindset that is about managing opportunity. Now, managing opportunity sounds good, but what are you doing with plan A and plan B? Because plan A is, hey, chips all in the middle. We only lost 1 game. This is our year. But you know in life, if you don't got a plan B, what you gonna do when plan A runs against that wall? And it seems like in the NFL, since there's only been 1 undefeated team, and that was even a shortened season compared to now with 17 games, how do you surf that entire wave? I'm trying to manage the mindset of this team where you're saying, hey, exhaust it all as you should. It's weird. There's like a reserve tank as well as there's the main tank, right? The main tank is like, look, win every game. But there's a reserve tank like, hey, guys, if we lose a couple of these, it's okay. Let's learn to manage these opportunities. So if I'm a Dallas Cowboy, I would never want it to enter this year or nothing. Why? Because it's not that. If you're Dak Prescott, it's not this year or nothing. If you're Ezekiel Elliott, it's not this year or nothing. I think that's just something that sounds better when you read it than actually if you live it.
The reason I think you should live by that philosophy, not just in football, but I also think in life, you never know when you'll get that chance again.
Yeah, that's real.
2008, University of Texas, we go 13-1. We go to the Fiesta Bowl, play against Terrell Pryor, Ohio State. We win the Fiesta Bowl. Okay, next year we're going to go to the national championship. We do. We go 13-0. We go to the national championship, play Alabama, lose to Alabama. I'm just a sophomore about to be a junior. I ain't tripping. Next year we're going to go back to the national championship. We don't. We go 5-7. I ain't tripping. Next year, we're going to go back to national championship. We don't. We go 8-5. Now I'm in the NFL. Just like that, the opportunities passed me by because I took it for granted. I figured, oh, it'll just happen again the next year. We still got talent. Big Dog's coming back. My brother coming back. I'm coming back. We got a whole roster of defensive guys going to the league. If people don't live with that, this moment may be my only moment mindset, then I think you end up missing out on a lot of potential opportunities to achieve greatness and achieve heights you may never achieve again because you've taken for granted that you might not ever get this opportunity again. So if I'm the Cowboys or Cowboys fans, yeah, in your head, oh man, we got Dak, it's all good. Yeah, we got Zeke, we got Amari, we got CD. But injuries happen now. Unfortunate things happen now. Quarterbacks unforeseen retire now. The Colts, they probably thought they were going to be competitive at least through the 2020 decade. Andrew Luck, he going to be here, baby. We good for the next 20 years. Retires. out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Panthers, they was like, man, we got Cam. 2015, we done went to a Super Bowl 15-1. Cam's only on year 5. Ooh, we got at least 2 to 3 more Super Bowls left in us. Next thing you know, Luke Kuechly, concussions, he hangs it up. Cam Newton, shoulder, he hangs it up. Not shoulder, he don't hang it up, but Cam Newton's shoulder, he physically, his body hung it up. Cam Newton obviously did not. So I think, man, you can't take it for granted, Cowboys. Y'all might not get back, man.
Yeah. Let's talk it now. My therapist charges me money, and I get on this show and regurgitate it, so I'm making more money than I'm paying out to him. Damn it. Okay. You're talking about taking it for granted, and I obviously understand the consequence of that. The Kansas City Chiefs are living through that right now, taking it for granted. Hey, y'all won a Super Bowl, and then y'all made it to the Super Bowl, and now y'all a losing team right now. Don't take it for granted. Is there, and I don't like to call it gray area. Let's call it silver area, as my therapist calls it, because he wants it to have life. He says gray is dull, silver has life. Is there a nuanced silver area between taking things for granted and living and dying in this moment, in this season? Here's my reason for bringing that up. You sound like a person that has plan A and plan A gonna work and plan A don't work, lowercase plan A gonna work, right? Something gonna work with an A in it, damn it. And that's a fighter's mentality, like, going to Vegas Saturday. Oh, it's fight night. One shot. And I'm more of a baseball player. Like, I struck out. I struck out again. Oh, I got a hit. Oh, I got a homer. Oh, I struck out. And I got another game this afternoon. I have another game tomorrow. And I want to talk about that space because when you say you take it for granted, is that really the assumption? Why do I bring it up? Would you have changed anything in any of those years in terms of mindset, in terms of effort, in terms of commitment, when you were going out there year by year at the University of Texas? To me, from the outside, it seemed like you tried your damnness already. But you ain't got to lose your mind talking about if we didn't win a championship, it's a wrap. You came back next year, renewed, another mindset. And that's the baseball mentality. You come back. You don't get your confidence rattled. You don't get all of a sudden undermined by we didn't win last year, so all of a sudden it's a bust of a season. Talk to me a little bit about that, because I swear you couldn't have thought that you could have done more in those moments.
In that moment, I personally know. But I would like to think that College Football Hall of Fame head coach Mack Brown, if he knew, hey, this is the last national championship game he was ever going to go to, he might have approached that season. He might have approached that game. He might have approached his coaching philosophy differently. Maybe you try a surprise onside kick. The onside kick we recovered was not intentional. Justin Tucker, shout out to you. Maybe you try some different things. Maybe he goes for it all. I personally wouldn't have changed anything.
Right, that's
I
what
was
I'm
a
saying.
somewhat starting linebacker who gave it my all. But I do think there were players on that team who would have done it differently. But I think of it like this, Sel. You know, people always say this phrase, but it never really hits until you experience tragedy. If you had one more day, one more year, one more week, one more month on earth, how would you live? Most people would live differently if they knew this was their last day or last week or last month or last year. They would live with the mentality of, I'm going to live my life to the fullest. So if I'm the Cowboys, I would have that mentality of, hey, this is a season. Because Trayvon Diggs right now is probably thinking, 7 picks, 6 games. Oh, that's going to happen every year, bro. I'm that dude. No, Trayvon Diggs, this is probably the best statistical year you will ever have. Just this. Like 7 picks in 6 games, you might mess around and have 15, 16, 17, 18. You probably won't have a year this statistically good again, which is fine. Just make sure you live that joint up. The Legion of Boom. They did not realize that it was going to evaporate like that. Earl Thomas did not realize he would leave on a golf cart flipping off the bird. Cam Chancellor didn't realize he'd have to retire early because of a neck injury. Richard Sherman probably didn't realize that he'd have to end up playing for a rival. Brandon Browner, he didn't realize he'd end up everywhere else, including now, I think, dealing with prison issues.
Real talk.
Byron Maxwell, he didn't realize he'd end up in Philadelphia, then Miami. Walter Thurman, he didn't realize he'd end up in Philadelphia, then the Giants. When they was in that magazine cover photo as the Legion of Boom, they probably thought, we about to do this for years to come. Because if they knew, they probably would have navigated things a little bit differently. If you're the Cowboys, man, learn from others and just go all in mentally because this might be the only chance you got.
You dropped that mic. Boy, you got me up here about to tear. One more day? That's what you're saying? I can tell you right now, this ain't the one more day, because you wouldn't be in it. It'd be me and MJ just hugged up somewhere on some island. Damn, that's deep.